the way, that was the best sleep I've gotten since becoming a mom. Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Lorrien for those of you that are new here, and in today's video I wanted to share my 2-month post-op breast reduction surgery update. Even though it is about 2.5 months now, I really wanted to film a 1-month post-op, but honestly I don't even know what happened. Like, time just got away from me and I looked up and I'm like, oh my god, I'm 2 months out now. Actually 2.5 months out, because today is September 23rd and I had my surgery on July 14th. So I do have some clips from around the 1 month post time. I don't even know how to word that. So I'll just insert those clips now because why not? I have them.
Hi guys. Hi guys.
Want to show your bear? Hello everyone and welcome back. I am officially 1 month post-op. Today is the 14th and I have an appointment today. Not necessarily like a 1 month post-op kind of appointment, but if you saw my last video, I mentioned I did have an infection on my left breast. They gave me some topical like ointment to put on and it's doing a lot better. So I'll take a picture of it today, post it on the screen here. But it is doing a lot better, but they want me in today to take a look at them. Max cannot come with me today because he has some work stuff to do. So I'm pulling out the big guns. I'm gonna go pick up my mom and she's gonna sit in the car with the kids while I run up to this appointment. It shouldn't be a long one since, like I said, they just wanna see how the wound is doing. And then I wanna do like a whole, you know, who my doctor was and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if I'll include it in this video or if I'll make a separate dedicated video. I'm gonna feel it out and see how the day goes and how the appointment goes. So I'm gonna finish getting the kids ready and then we're gonna head out and pick up my mom. Okay, so as you saw, I was at my surgeon's office because my incision on my left breast going down, so they're like anchor incisions or scars or however you want to word it, going down from like my nipple down, somehow had like opened, but that's all healed. It is now like a bigger scar, so that kind of sucks, but I just want to share with you all like my doctor, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started. So I do have a list here because I jotted down some notes. I didn't want to forget anything, but starting out, for those that don't know, I had a breast reduction lift and lipo on the sides of my breast back in July 14th of this year, so 2023. My doctor was Dr. Andrew Loftman in Bloomfield. Well, he's actually in Novi now. So he ended up moving to Novi, I believe in September, like this month. So, but when I was seeing him, he was over in Bloomfield, which I actually loved because it was really close to where we live. I found him on the Real Self app. So for those that don't know, sorry, I did my makeup. I was filming some reels and TikToks and allergies, and I've actually been sick the last 2 weeks. So if my eye starts watering up and I'm a little congested nasally, so I apologize for that. So for those that don't know, the Real Self app is basically an app for like plastic surgery to find plastic surgeons. That's how I found him. He had amazing reviews. I scheduled basically, they have like a, you know, reach out or whatever button on the app. So I did that. They called me, we set up the appointment. My consultation was back in April. He was actually the first doctor that I had a consultation with. At first, if you saw my other video, my breast reduction vlog, I was a little hesitant in the beginning because he told me he couldn't take me as small as I wanted to be. I wanted to be like a large B, a small C, and he was like, oh no, I can't make you that small. I'll tell you my size in a bit. But I was like, what? Like, why can't you make me that small? I was a little like taken back, basically. I was like, oh no, let me do some more research. So I did some more research. I spoke to some more people, and I guess basically, like, you know, yeah, he was right. Like, he couldn't take me that small based on how large I was, but he told me basically a GF. It made sense. So starting out, my left breast was a lot larger than my right. So I believe my right was the G and my left was the H. When you look at before pictures, which I'm not going to share because that's TMI. It's a bit much. I think YouTube would like flag me. But when you look at the before pictures, you can clearly see my left breast was a lot larger. And I knew, like, in my bras, whatever bra I wore, my left breast would always just be bulging out. So it was obvious that my left side was a lot larger. So pricing, honestly, I don't know what the total was, because this was covered under insurance because it was a like health type of thing. My breast caused me back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, headaches, migraines, you name it. I would get abscess and boils under my breast. It was a disaster, okay? Part of it was covered under insurance, so if insurance is covering it all, just kind of depends on your coverage. So I don't exactly know everything because it was through my husband's employer, but they covered majority. I still had to come out of pocket a little bit. I'm just not very comfortable sharing what that was because, like I said, it was covered under insurance. And then I did have a facility fee because he did not operate out of his office. He operated out of like a surgical center. And then I ended up getting an anesthesia bill and also a anesthesia nurse bill, which I wasn't expecting that. They didn't tell me about that. That was a surprise. Like, I got the anesthesia bill and then like a week later I got another one and I was like, why am I getting another one? And when I looked at it, it said nurse and I was like, okay, surprise. But anyways, and then also I did end up, the lipo was not covered under insurance because that's obviously elective. My surgery was a total of 3.5 hours, which is crazy because from the moment that like the anesthesia kicked in and then when I woke up, it felt like 1 minute. I felt like my eyes closed and my eyes opened. I was like, that's crazy, because I was having a hard time waking up and they were like, you know, wake up, you've been in recovery for over an hour now, like it's time to wake up. And I was like so out of it. And when I asked my husband, he was like, oh yeah, you were like in surgery for 3.5 hours. I was like, what? It did not feel like By the way, that was the best sleep I've gotten since becoming a mom. So after the surgery, I also had drainage tubes. I had those for about 5 days. I went to the office and I wasn't having much drainage, which was a really good thing. So they ended up taking those out, which was the weirdest feeling when they were taking them out. Like, well, you can feel it coming out of your body, like gross. One thing though, if you saw my vlog, then you know about this, but for those that didn't see it, when I went to shower after surgery, I think I waited about 2 days maybe. Yeah, I think I waited 2 days after surgery and I went to take a shower and completely blacked out and almost like fainted in the shower. Thank God I was able to like sit on the bench that we have in our shower and I was just able to shout for my husband and he came and got me out and I just laid on the bed for like a good half hour until like everything was kind of back to normal, but I was still very like foggy and out of it. And when I went for like my 1 week post-op, I mentioned that to them and they were like, it was probably lack of nutrients, which I thought I was doing so well because I had made me like a giant pot of homemade chicken noodle soup and I was like trying to eat, but I didn't really have an appetite. But no, my doctor was like, whatever calories you consume on a normal basis, it needs to be double that right after surgery because your body just went through so much was taken out and you need to get all those nutrients back in. But like I said, I thought I was doing enough, but I clearly wasn't. If you're having the surgery, make sure you're eating a ton. Like whatever you think you're eating, eat more. So what I ended up doing was I just got like protein powder and I ended up making me protein shakes and drank that throughout the day and it really did help. So once that wound was healed, that's when they suggested for me to start using a scar gel. So they suggested one, biochronium. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. I forgot, but I think it was biochronium. So that was a little bit pricey through them. It was going to be $75. And honestly, I believe it was the same price on Amazon after I checked. So I was like, yikes. I ended up going with Scaraway, which I got from Target. I just got like a tiny like tube of it and it was like, I think $13. I already went through it. Like I went through it in a week, less than a week. I feel like keeping up with scar gel is going to be a whole nother expense. But honestly, my scars don't feel that bad. Like, yeah, they're like big. They go from one end to the other. And like I said, they're anchor scars. So there is a ton of scars, but I mean, who's really gonna see them? They're not really like visible. So I'm not too worried about them. My only concern is I don't want them to be like, what's the term I'm looking for. Basically like 3D. I don't want to be able to feel them, and I'm worried that like if they do end up becoming like that, then I don't want like bras in the future to rub and like bother me. So I am going to keep up with the Scar Gel because I do want them just flush. I'm not too worried about visibility. I just want them like flush. I also was told not to work out or exercise for at least 8 weeks. Like I could walk, you know, do light walking, but no running, no lifting weights. I asked if I could even walk on my treadmill, and they were just like, no. The nurse was just like, no, just, you know, to be on the safe side, you know, wait 8 weeks. So it's been 8 weeks. I'm back on my treadmill. I did so far, I'm like a week on my treadmill. Let me just tell you, my first day back on the treadmill, I did 50 minutes nonstop, breeze, like so easy, no back pain, no discomfort. Before my surgery, I would be on the treadmill for 5 minutes and I'm constantly like adjusting and I'm holding my back and I'm trying to stretch out my back. It was pure misery. The hardest thing ever, walking on the treadmill before the surgery. Now I'm like excited. I look forward to like working out and exercising. It's just a complete 180. I am still in my recovery bra. You can probably see it. Like no matter what I wear, I have on like a tank top and it still doesn't even like, it doesn't do anything. So I still am in my recovery bra. I was told to keep it on for I believe 12 weeks. So I'm going to keep it on for 12 weeks and then I'm probably going to try to find me a different one, just like order one on Amazon or something. They told me like as long as it clamps or zips in the front, I'm good. You just don't want anything too tight, I guess, which I don't want that anyways. Like I don't want to mess with anything. I just want to let them slowly heal on their own. I am in no rush. This bra, I have to, it's like my only one, literally my only one. So I have to wash it every day, especially now that I'm working out. Once I'm done, I have to wash it, and it's becoming very like loose and flimsy and dingy, and the Velcro is just not sticking anymore. It's just time for a new one. So before I had the surgery, my biggest thing was like, what's the recovery gonna be like? Because I have 2 small children. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I was like, I can't just be like laid up in bed for 2 weeks recovering. What is it like? So I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok and saw that basically a breast reduction surgery is like the easiest surgery to recover from because the muscle is not involved. It's all just tissue. There's not much pain. It's more like discomfort, which is so true. Like after I got out of surgery and was up, the biggest annoying thing was just those drainage tubes. The actual surgery, like the incisions, everything was like a breeze. Like I couldn't like reach because I could feel like the incisions kind of pulling, but it wasn't like painful. It was more just like a weird, awkward feeling. And I was told not to like raise my arms for, I believe, 12 weeks? 8 weeks? I don't know. The last time I went, they were like, still don't lift your arms up. I was like, I kind of been doing that. I have kids. It's kind of hard to not lift my arms up, but I've been fine. I don't think I've had any issues that I know of. Yeah, I want to say like by day 3-4, I was up, I was cooking. The following week after my surgery was my daughter's birthday. We took her to Chuck E. Cheese and I was able to like follow her around and help her. I had no issues. It was insane. I was for sure expecting to be out of it for like 2 weeks and a couple days, and I kid you not, back to cleaning, even though I was doing it slowly, but like back to cleaning and cooking and doing stuff, which I was like, oh my god, whoever wants a breast reduction, do it. Just like do it. Don't think twice about it. Well, no, I mean think twice about it, but like the recovery is easy is what I'm trying to say. So now the biggest thing, how much was removed? If you follow me on Instagram and stuff or your TikTok or wherever, you would have saw I mentioned how much was removed. I had almost 6 pounds of breast removed altogether, which is insane because Amelia, my youngest, was 6 pounds at birth. I had a whole newborn chopped off. Like that's insane to me. So my left breast, like I mentioned, was larger. I had like 15 something. I'll put a picture on the screen. I took a picture of their notes that they had because I asked them at my follow-up appointment. I was like, do you guys have like a record of how much was removed? And she was like, yeah. So she showed it to me. So I was like, let me take a quick picture. So I had like 15 something in grams removed from my left, and then I can't remember my right, but when you convert that into pounds, it's basically a total of almost 6 pounds. I was like, that is insane that I was carrying that much. Plus whatever is left. Like I had probably 10 pounds of breast, which is crazy. Can you imagine that, just walking around with like 10, 11 pounds just on the front of you? Men, My battery died right when I was getting ready to talk smack about men, but I don't care. Men could never. They could never walk around with 10, 11, 12 pounds of breast on the front of their chest and not complain about back pain, okay? I said what I said. But yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to cover for right now during my 2 months post-op. I think once I am 3 months post-op, I want to post-off. What? Post I want to show you guys like what I looked like before in some tops and what I look like now. Only reason I didn't do it now because like I was mentioning, I can feel on the sides of my breast I am still a little tender. Like if I try to press down or push, it does still hurt a little and I can feel like some lumps. So I think I am still a little swollen. So that's why I want to wait till maybe 3 months and see how I'm doing and show you guys before and afters. Because when I tell you, it is a difference. Just like some shirts I've been trying on that I used to like, I couldn't even wear because it just looked so awkward and they just didn't fit right. Now I'm like, it's like, I feel like I have a whole new wardrobe. It's insane. That was all I wanted to cover in this video. If you have any questions, if you feel like I left something out, if you're curious about something, feel free to ask me down below. I will try to answer as best as I can. Let me just give you kind of like an idea of what I look like. So here is what I currently look like. Back, front, other side. One thing I forgot to mention is that he did end up, I feel like, making me smaller than what he said he was going to be able to do. I don't know what size I am. That's something I forgot to mention. I don't know what size I am. I go back in November. I'm gonna ask them, what am I officially? Like, what am I now? So, because I know a few people have been asking me, like, what size are you now? I'm like, I have no idea. Like, they didn't tell me and I keep forgetting to ask. But I think they didn't say anything because I was also still so swollen. So when I go in November, I'm going to see what size I am. I have a feeling I'm about a C. Honestly, it looks really, really good. Like, I'm so glad and I'm so happy with my results. And I just cannot wait to get out of this bra and actually wear like cute tops and stuff. So yeah, guys. That is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below for more updates and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.